Morgan Wallen stole my copy. Now, that would be the clickbait title if I was one of these shitty marketing gurus whose majority of income is made up by being a personal brand and not actually building brands. But that's not me. That's not why you listen to the Tactical and Practical podcast. The truth is, I've been trying to use songwriting principles in copy for a couple of years now, so I'm not surprised that Morgan put out a song that follows the billion-dollar headline format I laid out for you guys a few weeks ago. If you don't remember, I think the episode is called Billion Dollar Headlines because it was used by Jack Daniels. But I outlined a bunch of examples of how we write this headline and how a bunch of other brands have done them. To jog your memories, we say that original grain watches are smooth and unique and rugged and dependable, just like the men who wear them. Jack Daniels said their whiskey is bold and complex, just like those who enjoy it. Hexclad, Father's Day messaging for their knives, said their knives are sharp and to the point, just like Dad. Ridge wedding rings are as reliable as the men who wear them, and Dad Gang says they make the best hats for the best dads. You can start to see the pattern that I'm talking about here. We are using positive attributes that can be used both to describe our products and the aspirational view the customers have of themselves or the customers want to see in themselves. So when I say that our watches are as rugged and dependable as the men who wear them, any man who either thinks he is rugged and dependable or a man who wants to be rugged and dependable, his ears are going to perk up. He's going to want to wear the watch that rugged and dependable guys wear. This episode of Tactical and Practical is brought to you by IntelliGems. And as you know, the best way to test copy is on your website through an IntelliGems split test. So if you're inspired to write some copy from this episode, or if you've been inspired by my other episode and want to test prices and images and videos and site structure edits on your website, IntelliGems is your one-stop shop for split testing and your one-stop shop for profit optimization. So go to IntelliGems.io, let them know the Tactical and Practical podcast sent you, and you can start making more money today. All right. First of all, excuse my backdrop here and lack of professional lighting. I'm on vacation. Going to be here in a couple weeks. Don't have my light. Don't have my barn to record episodes in front of. So I think this couch is what we got. But if you're unfamiliar with the Morgan Wallen song I'm talking about, it's on his latest album. The song is called Skoal, Chevy, and Browning. And in this song, he starts off by telling a story of a hunting trip he took with his uncle. He was going there just because he was trying to get another deer, trying to get a buck to hang up above the fireplace. But instead, he got some great life advice from his uncle on what kind of man he should be and what kind of man he should, grow up trying to become. His uncle tells him in the chorus, if you're going to be a friend like Skoal, always there in a pinch. If you're going to love a woman, you got to love her like a Chevy, steady as a rock. And if something's on your mind and you got something to say, you should do it like you're Browning and try to shoot 'em straight. As you can see here, he is taking the exact same formula, using the positive attributes of these products to describe the type of man he wants to be or the type of man he aspires to become. If you're unfamiliar, Skoal is chewing tobacco. Clever wordplay here because you put a pinch in is like the terminology. But if you've ever had a rough day and if you've ever enjoyed nicotine or tobacco, you know that nothing hits like that pinch of dip when you need it. So if you're going to be a friend, he says be a friend like Skoal. He's always there in a pinch. Then it talks about relationships. It says if you're going to love someone, you should love them like a love them like a Chevy that's steady as a rock. Talks about the reliability, the dependability, the steadfastness of a Chevy truck. It's always there for you. It's always something you can count on. That's how you should love in your romantic relationships. And lastly, talking about Browning. Browning is a brand of rifles. Most of you don't know that because we're all e-com dorks. But Browning is a type of rifle. It's the kind of rifle I use to hunt deer. They're good rifles. Uh, and he says, if something's on your mind, you got something to say, you should do it like you're Browning and try to shoot it straight. Browning's a good rifle. It shoots straight. And he's saying your word should mean something. You should be direct with people. You should be straightforward with people. The kind of man you should aspire to be. Should be a friend who's always there in a pinch, who is steadfast and dependable in his relationships, and is honest and direct and straightforward in his communication. So he says, be like Skoal, Chevy, and Browning. So if you're listening to this episode and wondering why I'm sitting on a couch rambling about a new country song, it's to show you that this copywriting principle goes beyond D2C e-commerce marketing tactics. This taps into human psychology. This taps into aligning your products and aligning your brand with an aspirational view, an aspirational identity of who your customers want to be. Because after you hear this chorus, what man doesn't want to be there for his friends, there for his woman, steady in all his relationships, and straightforward and direct and honest? Every man aspires to those qualities. And I know this is a song, but this is basically an ad for those three products. I'm sure the marketing executives at these brands were pumped when this song came out. But I really want to encourage you, go to ChatGPT right now, ask it to write 100 adjectives that could be used to describe your product and the people who use it. Then start using those adjectives in this formula of your product is, blank and blank, just like the people who use it or wear it. I think the formula I mapped out was like positive attribute plus positive attribute, just like the target demo that uses it. So again, you can say watches are rugged and dependable like the men who wear them. You can say knives are sharp and to the point, just like the chefs who trust them. You can say your products are made for the best dads or the most reliable dads. But you should be doing this right now. If you are not marketing towards the aspirational identity that your customers want to achieve, you're missing the mark, and you should hire Morgan Wallen to write copy for you. Thanks for listening to Tactical and Practical. I'll see you next time.